Hi everyone, bringing you today a bat that I've been asked to knock in for a clubmate. He's just bought this brand new himself, and he's just asked me to just give it a quick bit of a prepare up for you. So the bat in question is a Grey Nicolls. It's the Grey Nicolls Classic Select range. So it's from their traditional looking style one. So it's got the very minimal style stickers. It's got the old classic red Grey Nicolls and the older chevron style sort of looking bits on it with the old blocks. So it's the traditional Grey Nicolls stickers that we know and love. And then on the back, very minimal as well. I know famous users of these have been people like your old Alistair Cook and everything like that. He was one of the big pushers over the years of this specific classic series range that they did. I have had one of these bats myself. I had a Prestige years ago, sort of back in sort of 2017. So, and that was one of the nicest bats I've ever used. Still one of my own personal favourites. I still have it to this day, even though it's in pieces basically. But this specific one is the Select range. So the retail price of this bat now is $299.99, and that was checking on the Grey Nicolls website. But if you look around and hunt around, I know you can probably find it for a bit less off. You know, certain retailers who stock Grey Nicolls will probably have it for slightly cheaper. But this one I've been given, as I said, to knock in and prepare. So my teammate, he's already put a bit of oil on it as well, anyway, because it's a natural face. So it's a natural rounded face. He's actually even put a toe guard on himself, but he's done a really good job on it actually. So I've seen certain people put toe guards on before, even from a professional company, and they've not been very good. So yeah, this one here, it's got 6 grains, as you can see. Tiny little bit of a blemish just there, but that's absolutely nothing. So yeah, 6 wide grains. Really sort of very clean as well when you sort of think of that. The shape is that traditional sort of shape that they've got, so it's sort of like a mid blade profile with all of it. So big old edge as well. Spine comes up there. Not a huge amount of wood taken out either. It's just a very minimal concaving from what I can see here. In terms of then sort of like balance point, it's sort of has a tiny sort of, it tapers out, as you can sort of see just there, what you might want to call, you know, it's the traditional sort of duckbill style toe, but it's not really a duckbill. I'd just say it's more of a spine comes through and it sort of just blends out through the toe. Not in an excessive way. I mean, there's sort of a little bit sort of that distance from the edge of the sort of the blending point. But it's a lovely shape. It's rarely sort of changed over the years, so it looks very similar to, very much the same as what the one that I had in 2017 was. But yeah, it's a really lovely bit of wood actually in terms of how it sort of looks. I like bats actually like this personally with slightly fewer grains. That's just my own personal sort of opinion and preference. I like the ones that are sort of the 5, 6, 7, 8 grain bats, and that's it. And sort of slightly wider grains actually. It's just my own personal preference. I tend to find them from just experience. They last a long time, and they just have this sort of bit more of a punch off the ball when you hit it. That's just my own sort of personal sort of use of these ones. Scored quite a few hundreds using bats with only sort of 4 or 5 grains. So yeah, it's nice. Let me quickly just show you. I just have to show you with this mallet, which I leave in my work office at all times, just in case. So it's not my main mallet, but if I just give you a quick tap of this, it's really nice. Really got a nice little punch to it just off that mallet there, and that's just a sort of standard basic mallet, which I've just got. I don't have my main heavy duty one, that's at home. But just with an old ball as well. I'll just quickly show you. Ooh. Don't blame my rubbish skills there. but it's got really nice sort of feel off the ball there. Couple of little C marks because, as I said, I'm just knocking this in and it's a natural face on it. But in terms of the pickup as well, it's super light as well. It feels lovely just in hand. So teammate, he's made it put a little counterweight just on himself, and he's put a second grip over the top of it. So that does help balance the bat out a bit more anyway. So, but in terms of just the way it feels in hand, it's really nice anyway. It's got a nice sort of feel to it. It's got semi-oval handle in there. It's just a nice little bat, really. I think it offers really nice value for the price point, and given the costs of bats now, it's a really solid option for sort of us as club cricketers from Grey Nicks, I think. If you can't afford £500, £600, £700, which is sort of what the pro performance stuff is and the high level things, but something like this, it's offering good options now out there, I think. Considering the costs of bats going up and everything like that, I think I remember paying the same price for the Prestige, which is even a higher model, and that was in 2017. So this is classed as a lower model in the range, but it just shows you what you can get from a lower range bat with this. Something that looks nice, very clean as well, apart from just a couple of little bits, and it has a really good sort of punch and response off it. The only real criticism, and this is actually going to be for most of the Grey Nicolls bats out there now in the last couple of years, is these grips. These grips, so this is why my teammates put a grip over the top, because he did not like it. I'm not a massive fan of these grips personally. If you look at it just on my fingers, I'm just gently, you can see how much it moves straight away. And if you can imagine a bat gripping that quite tight, yeah, it might feel quite tacky and grippy there, but it just sort of it just feels, even with my hands there, I can feel it sort of sliding on the handle. I don't really like the feel of them. I just wish they wouldn't use those grips specifically. The bracelet style grip, if you're going to use a grip with this sort of texture or sort of textured effect, is one that I would personally use. Or if you're going for this sort of bat, I would say just go back to what they had with them originally, which was just the standard white or black chevron grip. It fits the more traditional style of the bat and sort of the theme of it. That's just my personal opinion of what I would do with it as a suggestion. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of those traction grips, is what I think they're called, but I would always use a chevron or a bracelet style grip anyway, regardless. So there's one thing I've noticed with all the Grey Nicolls bats that I've done recently that have these on. First thing I've done is take those grips off and get rid of them and put a different grip on. But yeah, in terms of offer, it's a really nice bat. I mean, I know my teammate's going to really like this. When he showed this to me, I was really impressed with it. It just shows you the value that you can get for a lower graded bat if you shop about a little bit. So yeah, really good bat from Grey Nicks here in terms of value for money for us club cricketers. Let me just check where it is. It's an Indian made one as well, so just shows you, do not disregard these. Have a little look at them, give them a check out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, bye.